In this video, we will see about how transgenic microbes and transgenic plants are produced. So in the previous video, we saw about the recombinant, how to make the recombinant plasmid and plasmid. So here we will see about how the recombinant plasmid is transferred to the host cell. So when it is transferred to the host cell, then that host cell is called as transgenic. If it is a microbe, it is transgenic microbe. If it is a plant, then it is transgenic plant. So in order to synthesize, replicate and synthesize, we have to transfer the recombinant DNA to a host cell. So what is how this transfer occurs? There are in microbes commonly used transformation methods are calcium chloride mediated transformation and electroporation. So the transfer of this recombinant protein to the host cell is also called as genetic transformation. So till the production of this recombinant uh, plasmid, it is called as gene cloning, and transfer of recombinant plasmid into the host is called genetic transformation. In microbes, commonly used transformation methods are calcium chloride and electroporation. So, so why we have to do this calcium chloride and or electroporation mediated method means DNA as such cannot pass through the bacterial cell. So we have to make the uh, bacterial cell to competent to accept the passage of DNA into the bacterial cell. So for this, we use calcium chloride or electroporation. So in calcium chloride method, addition of calcium chloride to the cell suspension allows the binding of plasmid DNA to lipopolysaccharide receptor molecules on the competent cell surface. When heat shock is provided, plasmid DNA pass into the bacterial cell. So the basic protocol involves in this calcium chloride method is we will prepare the competent cells using a calcium chloride solution. Then we will add the plasmid DNA to these competent cells and we will leave it in ice for a few minutes. Then we will give a heat shock at 42 degrees Celsius for 30 seconds. Then immediately we will keep it in ice for another 5 minutes. Then we will add a medium so that it can revive, and we will leave it in 37 degree for 1 hour. Then we will plate it in a selection media plate which has an antibiotic selection so that the transformed colonies will grow. Similarly, the electric pulses create pores that allows the genetic material to permeate the bacterial membrane. Then we do the same kind of transformation. We will transform it into the we will revive it using the medium, and we will plate it into the selection plate to see the transformed colonies. So why we are doing this transgenic microbes, this recombinant DNA technology? For example, if you want to make insulin protein, a human insulin protein in a bacterial cell, we have to isolate the gene for the insulin protein. Then we have to recombine the gene for insulin protein into the bacterial gene. Then we need to transform this recombined recombined DNA to the bacterial cell. So the bacterial cell will synthesize this insulin protein. This is the purpose. Yeah, this is a simple example for the usage of these transgenic microbes. So now we will see about transgenic plants. There are several methods available to do the plant transformation. So basically, it is divided into two different methods. One is vector mediated, another one is vectorless gene transfer. The vector mediated is also called as indirect method. The vectorless is also called as direct method. So here we in the vector mediated gene transfer, there are three examples. We have Agrobacterium tumefaciens, Agrobacterium rhizogenes, and plant viruses. So in the previous gene cloning, we have seen a vector, so we should not confuse with that vector with this vector. There the vector means vehicle. So there, to transfer the transgene, we used plasmid as the vector. Here, to transfer the recombined DNA, we are using this bacteria or viruses to transform this plasmid DNA to the plants. So here vector is this agrobacterium or agrobacterium viruses, their vector is plasmid. Okay. So now the other method is direct. So here there is in the direct gene transfer method, we will not use any other bacteria or viruses. It is the recombinant DNA is directly transformed to the plant using two different broadly two different methods like physical or chemical. In physical method, it is using an electroporation or bialistic or microinjection or liposome mediated or silicon carbide mediated. In chemical method, it can be a polyethylene glycerol mediated or aminoethyl dextran mediated or calcium phosphate precipitation method. So in this presentation, we will see more about electroporation, ballistic, microinjection, liposome mediated, PEG mediated and agrobacterium tumefaciens as examples. So first we will see about chemical mediated gene transformation. So here we use polyethylene glycol to transform the recombinant DNA to the plant cell. So polyethylene glycol in the presence of divalent cations destabilizes the plasma membrane of protoplasts and renders it permeable to absorb the naked DNA. In this way, the DNA enters to the nucleus of the protoplast and gets integrated with the genome. So the basic protocol involves plant protoplasts are suspended in a transformation medium. Then the plasmid DNA containing the gene of interest is added. Then PEG is added to adjust the pH to about 8. Then a heat shock is given at 45 degrees Celsius for 5 minutes and then transferred to the ice. Then the cells are revived in the plant culture medium to get the transgenic plants. The next method is liposuction. So liposomes are microscopic vesicles developed in a laboratory environment. Each liposome is a spherical ball-like structure made up of phospholipid bilayers with a hollow central space, allowing liposomes to interact directly with cells. The liposome can fuse with the cell membrane of the taken host cell and can deliver its content to it. The recombinant DNA enclosed in the liposome vesicles penetrate into the protoplast of the host cell. So using this principle, we can transfer our recombinant DNA into the plant cell. The basic protocol involves combining the DNA and lipid solution. So it will form a complex called lipoplex. It is where DNA is encapsulated in the lipid bilayer. When we add this lipoplex to the cells, it will adhere to the plant cell and liposome fuses with the plasma membrane of the cell, and using endocytosis, the DNA enters into the cell membrane. Then the DNA reaches the nucleus so that the transgenic protoplasts and the transgenic plants can be developed. The next technique is microinjection. Microinjection is a direct physical method involving the mechanical insertion of the desirable DNA into a target cell. The target cell may be the one identified from intact cells, protoplasts, callus, embryos, meristems, etc. The technique of microinjection involves the transfer of gene through a micropipette, which is 0.210 micrometer deep, into the cytoplasm or nucleus of a plant cell or protoplasm. While the gene transfer is done, the cells are kept immobilized in an agarose embedded or held by a suction micropipette, which is called as holding pipette, so that it will not move and we can do the microinjection. Then the cells can, here we can produce the transgenic cells. The next technique is electroporation. Electroporation basically involves the use of high field strength electrical impulses to reversibly permeabilize the cell membranes for the uptake of DNA. This technique can be used for the delivery of DNA into protoplasts. So the basic protocol involves the preparation of protoplast by removing the cell wall, then adding the foreign DNA or the recombinant DNA with protoplast. And when we give the electrical shock, a small temporary pores are created in the membrane of the cells, and through which the foreign DNA can enter and it can reach the nucleus, so that transgenic protoplast and plant can be produced. The next technique is biolistics. This is also called as gene gun or gene gun. Particle bombardment is the most effective method for gene transfer and creation of transgenic plants. Biolistics is a combination of biologicals and ballistics. There are other names of this technique: particle gun, gene gun, and bioblaster. This technique is one of the widely used technique in plant genetic engineering or plant transformation. So here the basic protocol involves: first we have to isolate the plasmid DNA with the recombinant the recombinant DNA. We have to coat the plasmid this recombinant DNA to gold or tungsten, and this gold or tungsten coated with this plasmid is shooted to the plant cell using this gene gun, where high pressure can be developed using helium gas under vacuum, and in that condition this plasmid coated gold particles are shooted to the plant cell. Then these plant cells are allowed to generate allowed for callus induction, and then it is allowed to regenerate in the regeneration medium under plant selection. Then the transgenic plants are selected and analyzed. The next method is vector based method, where agrobacterium is used as a vector to transform the transgene to the plant. Agrobacterium tumefaciens is a rod-shaped gram-negative bacteria found in soil. It is a natural causative agent for the crown gall disease. So normally this agrobacterium will infect a plant which has a wound. The wound in the plants will produce some signals like sugar molecules, phenolics, and amino acids. There are some phenolics called as acetosyringeone and hydroxyacetosyringeone, which will activate Vir genes in the agrobacterium. So this agrobacterium has a plasmid called as tADNA. This tADNA is tumor inducing DNA, which has virgin, tDNA, and open utilization molecule. This tDNA has genes that code for proteins involved in the biosynthesis of growth hormone like auxin and cytokinins, and some plant metabolites like opines and agropines. So when the plant signals like acetosyringeone and hydroxyacetosyringeones are produced, these virgins are activated, and this T, which will lead to the transfer of this tADNA into the plant cell, where this tDNA is get integrated to this plant genome, and the plant genome then it will start producing this by growth hormones and plant metabolites, opines and agropines. So because of the biosynthesis of growth hormone, it will lead to the plant tumor, and which is called as crown gall disease in this plant, and where this will produce opines and agropines. This is a carbon source for the agrobacterium. So thus normally the plants will not produce this opines and agropines, which is needed for the agrobacterium to survive. But agrobacterium, by infecting and transferring the tDNA, it will produce the sugar molecules which it needs by the mechanism of plant. Thus this is a natural bioengineer. So here for plant mediated transformation, we are using this to transfer our gene of interest. The basic method is normally this agrobacterium transforms its tDNA into the plant genomic DNA to produce the components which it needs. But what we are doing is we are disarming this TI plasmid by removing this tDNA molecule, where we are putting our gene of interest, so that our gene of interest will get integrated into the plant genome and it will not produce the crown gall disease. So to summarize this, so we have seen about different gene transfer methods in this presentation, in this video. One is direct method for gene transfer in plants and indirect method for gene transfer in plants. In direct method of gene transfer in plants, we have seen about chemical mediated gene transfer, liposome mediated gene transfer, electroporation, microinjection, biolistics, and indirect method we have seen about agrobacterium. There are few more, there is one more agrobacterium called as Agrobacterium rhizogenes, which leads to hairy root disease in plants. That is also used in gene transfer method in plant molecular biology studies. So, so in the next video, we will see about the selection, how to select the transgenic plants and microbes.